DCs, DSOs and their deputies to discuss how to achieve everlasting peace in the sub-region through ending cattle rustling in Karamoja.
Joint security forces in Karamoja have recovered over 800 herds of cattle which were raided by a combination of suspected warriors of Bokora from Napak and Matheneko from Moroto from Electoral in Kotido district.
Cows were recovered before at night by the security forces. So around 800 to 900 cows have so far been recovered. 800 to 900 cows. Behind me, we are having 226 cows. There are other 60 cows coming here. There are other 90 also cows which the people are driving now from Lukwanga to the kraal.
The operation was conducted by ground band air support.
They are wise thinking of bringing us the force multiplier because warriors thought that UPDF cannot operate at night. But now we have got an additional eye to operate at night. I think this one will bring an end of this insecurity.
Clear testimony that the joint security forces are doing much as possible to recover and also pursue these criminals. We shall intensify our operations to pursue the criminals, recover the stolen livestock, and also ensure that security of life and property is guaranteed within the sub-region and also the neighboring districts.
The commander of 405 Brigade in Nakapermoru, Kotido district, Colonel Wilberforce Serunguma, says the collaboration between leaders and security led to the success story.
With time, we are going to be in peace in Karamoja. We need the support and we appreciate the support of leaders if always we coordinate like this.
Kotido leaders appreciated security for the quick response.
To thank the UPDF, to congratulate them, to salute them for the tremendous job that they have done. It was last night, around this very time, 5 p.m., when the raid occurred in the kraal in Kamuru, nearing South Division. We coordinated the whole night. We did not sleep. And around 5 a.m. in the morning, together with the chairman, drove out to this area of Lions Bridge together with the security forces, and we want to thank them for the recovering these cows that we.
The National Curriculum Development Center, NCDC, has embarked on training for secondary school teachers during this holiday on master's trainers on assessment of revised lower secondary curriculum. The training is aimed at equipping participants with skills to conduct different models and assessment, design projects, and manage the 20% assessment.
By university, people are no longer in first class, but they came with the distinctions. It means it was a forced team. It was the teacher's mark and not their mark. To force them to write things the way assessment, the way it is done, and the need for assessment. Because the old assessment methods have been looking at only getting marks, either so frequently without the aim of what are you assessing, or at the end of the time, and then they just try to position people according to who is the first and who is the last. But in a competency-based curriculum, that's not the intent. The intention is who has the ability and the potential to do something.
Government started the new curriculum without instructional materials. It is very true that not all projects can be started when everything is available. Even when you are constructing a house, you cannot tell me that every brick, all iron sheets, all nails, everything must be in place. Some of them, you bring them as you work. But as far as instructional materials were concerned, we had them in place. We had the syllabuses distributed to all government and private schools before the syllabus, before the curriculum was rolled out in 2020. We had the prototype books which we developed for Senior 1. We provided these before the curriculum was started. The Ministry of Education also has distributed these instructional materials to all the schools. So let us not use instructional materials as an excuse to fail.
The Electoral Commission of Uganda has warned that so far no campaigns should be carried out in Omoro County since no one has yet been declared to run for the constituency post, which fell vacant after the death of former Speaker Jacob Olanya. Paul Bukenya, the Electoral Commission spokesperson, in an interview with UBC, noted that what is currently required from the Omoro residents and all political parties is total compliance and implementation of the earlier issued poll roadmap.
We are progressing with the program, implementation of the program we issued over the past few days. Like 6 days, we've been updating the National Voters Register for Omoro County constituency. This exercise was undertaken to ensure or to enable eligible persons, that is Ugandan citizens who are 18 years and above, who are not yet registered as voters, to apply and register as voters so that they can participate in the by-election. But at the same time, we also wanted to provide opportunity for persons who may wish to transfer their voting location within the constituency. People who are already registered as voters who either reside or originate from Omoro, they could apply for transfer to the constituency. So that exercise concludes today, and then we will process the data and display the register from the 25th of April up to the 4th of May. We are set to conduct the nominations on the 12th and the 13th of May. First of all, we know that we communicated there is a vacancy, and by law, within 60 days, we are mandated to organize elections, so a by-election, so that the vacancy is filled and they are represented in Parliament. That's the message we sent out, and so far the environment and the constituency has been calm, and we think that they will participate in a peaceful way. We don't want to speculate. We're still in first phases of the electoral process, if I can say that. We don't have any candidates in this by-election. We've not nominated any candidates, and I think what you're hearing about is people who are aspiring to be nominated as candidates, and so we do not have any candidates. We've not organized any meetings for purposes of campaigns, but we know that political parties are mobilizing internally to identify flag bearers. And our guidance always is that do it within the law.
Now, State Minister for ICT, Communication and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, has said the Congolese who fled their country into Uganda and are not in the temporary holding camp that was designed will be traced and be put in the camp. The minister was vising Bwera Primary Teachers College grounds where the government settled asylum seekers from DRC.
State Minister for ICT, Communication and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, has visited Congolese refugees who entered Uganda. Over 3,000 people were registered, although less than 2,000 are in the camp. He says those who have joined their relatives will be traced and be settled in the same place. He said the move is aimed at fighting wrong elements who might have crossed into Uganda.
So some of these people who cross have now integrated in the community. There are some even who cross, they have a home in Congo, they were running from their home in Congo, they are now in their home in Uganda. But obviously we need to track them and see where they are. And that's what I've asked the personnel here. Because when they were crossing at that first holding ground, they were registering them, and they were over 3,000. Now here, they are around 1,170. So where is the 2,000? We have to look for them. We have to see who are here and the names of those who are not here. And we look for them and we can get them. Because they are within the sub-counties of Chitoru, Karambi, Bwera, and Isangu. Actually, the Bukonzo West, That's where they are. But I hear some of them now have gone to Kasese.
He commended different players who ensure that the health of those in the camp is maintained. The bishop of the Diocese of Kasese, Kibira Kambale, also visited the camp and donated food items.
I reckon upon everybody, the whole country, the whole of Kasese, all the churches, please let us give a hand to our brothers and sisters who are suffering here in this camp. Certainly they would love to be in their homes, at their homes, but because of the insecurity in their home, in the DRC, that is why they are here in this refugee camp. Let us all join hands and give the little that we can to support these people, especially in terms of food.
He requested all people in different corners to support the refugees.
Away from the refugee camp, besides congestion, schools in Butembo district in eastern Uganda have suffered hailstorms and other disasters, some of which have affected classroom blocks. This has caused quite mayhem. Butembo district woman MP Agnes Amede wants relevant government ministries and departments to the rescue of the affected education institutions, as we hear more from Henry Okrut.
It has been now a month. The school has been waiting for the iron sheets. Nothing has happened.
The school in question is Kakoro High. It is located along Mbale Nakaluke, Kabwanga Sibutebo Highway. It suffered strong winds and hailstorms in 2021, which left the school incapacitated following the partial destruction of this classroom block. When we visited the school in March 2022, lessons were ongoing, but the classes were congested to the bone marrow.
So as of now, the main challenge is you get the classrooms roofed first, then we can still liaise with the government to get us more teachers.
The concern continues to be stuck in the memory of the woman member of parliament, Agnes Amede. She is worried of what may become of the rains that are back with similar related disasters.
We have issues of national or issues of disaster or concern that happen in our districts, but we write directly to these line ministers. But these ministers have no courtesy to reply.
Unfortunately, the shortage of classes in secondary schools is worsened by the recent phasing out of universal secondary education financial support to private schools. This has made the challenge of congestion even worse than before.
And now when you add on the storm causing such a problem, now you look at the numbers in class is big.
Because now they cannot afford paying in the private. So most of the parents have now pushed the children to these government-aided secondary schools.
But what informed this decision? This is a question whose answer is just here.
The funds which were being given to private schools to implement the PPP arrangement in the universal secondary education were being misused. They were not serving the purpose for which they were being given.
Financial support or not, disaster or otherwise, the challenge of congestion in schools cuts across primary to secondary levels. And the Butembo district in the Bukedi sub-region of eastern Uganda is not doing well.
What is it that Ministry of Education is planning to do to alleviate these poor learning conditions that in essence affect grades of students?
How can we optimize the facilities that we already have in place? So that is why we encourage schools, please adopt the shift system.
Schools may be in holidays as of now, but what lies ahead in terms of congestion, according to local and national leaders, requires urgent attention. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Well, it's time for us to take a short break, but do not go away. We'll return with more news.
Pay for your dream phone, Mpola. Get your dream phone today for as low as 1,400 Uganda shillings with free data for a year and pay slowly. All phones come with daily 50 MBs for 12 months. Repayment period is 1 year. Available at MTN service centers and M-Kopa shops.
Football packages, great entertainment, sports, telenovela, the movies. There is something for everybody. Go TV, this is where our great stories live.
Get the best entertainment for any budget. With GoTV, you will have great entertainment for as little as 13,000 Uganda shillings per month. GoTV, great stories, Zidiwano. GoTV Uganda, love it.
Get connected today with the My Airtel 4G smartphone and enjoy free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 Uganda shillings. That's free 2 GB for the first month and free 1 GB for the next 11 months at only 250,000 Uganda shillings with free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 shillings, making the effective price of the 4G phone 163,500 shillings only. Airtel, the smartphone network.
COVID-19 is still here with us. As Professor Maggie Chigozi states, the time is now for all of us to get vaccinated.
When we have one person who's not vaccinated, it affects everybody around them, most especially the ones close to you. Keep your family safe. Anyone right now who's over 18 should go and get vaccinated.
Because of the new COVID-19 circulating variants like Omicron, it is very important for all of us to be fully vaccinated with 2 doses of the same vaccine type. It's only those getting Johnson & Johnson who receive only a single dose to be fully protected.
Even after vaccination, continue to adhere to all SOPs by wearing a mask properly, covering your mouth and nose, washing your hands regularly with soap and clean water or using an alcohol-based sanitizer, maintaining physical distance of at least 2 meters from others and avoiding crowds. Echa COVID-19, chija kugwa. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF and partners.
When COVID came, it felt like it destroyed everything my mom had built. She was ready to let go of her dreams. But when one door shuts, a window opens. She grabbed her last command and took a leap of faith. She refused to give up. So with a bit of daring and Grandma's secret recipe, her business was back. And not just bigger, beyond her wildest imagination.
This is a story of a regular Ugandan just like you, who harnessed the power of technology to provide a solution for us. How about you tell us your story? UG needs more of you. To share your story, visit airtel.co.ug/UG needs more of you or call or SMS 162. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Football packages, great entertainment, sports,